We start with the 1 hour chart. If you refer to one analysis, when the price, since the price was in this movie, I'm really looking for buy, and even we were looking for the breakout of 892. As we can see, this is what we get. By the way, there was a price drop. This is what I mentioned. I mean, what I'm referring to. Most of the charts we get this one, and even most of the chart when we were talking when the price was here, we were analyzing, we mentioned that most of them they have a similar movement. Okay, since most of them they get the down move, and even we get this flat. Okay, that's why we had the different analysis. But what we were expected for the reversal. Now want to see whether this is the reversal or this one can turn to a big correction. Anyway, we move to higher time frame. We start with the daily chart. As we can see, based on daily chart, we get this continuation, and now we get the correction because every sharp move it follow with the correction. That's why even if we refer to our analysis, we keep pointing that the price can tend to move for the bigger correction similar to any of this. Okay, now the question is whether this is the, if I move to forward chart, it will be more clear. Now the question is whether this is the start of the up move. Sorry, whether this is the start of, I mean, this is the only correction and this is the start of the up move. That means we can look for correction for continuation, or this one can turn to a bigger correction. Either we get one more drop before we get the next move. How we can look at it? Okay, but right now we cannot confirm because based on 1 hour, I mean the forward chart, we don't see any correction here for continuation. And if we move to 1 hour chart, we want to see how we can look for trade. Okay, now we have two options to look at this. Whether this is the only correction and this is the start of the up move, that means any correction from here, any trade setup, we will take it. But how about if this one turns a correction relative to this and for the price to drop one more times before we get the next move, or either this one turn to a bigger correction, bigger flat for drop. Okay, right now we cannot confirm. Then how we can look for trade? If there is a continuation with any flag here, then we can confirm that this one can turn to a deeper correction. Okay, either this is the one is going to retest this low, or we can expect to get the big correction here for one more. Now, how we can trade it, or whether this is only correction, we can look for next move. All right, right now we cannot confirm, as I mentioned. Either we wait to get the correction here as a buy setup, we look for buy, or wait, if there is a continuation with the flag, we can look for sell. That means we have to wait. And beside that, how about if the price sharply reverse from here? I mean, move up without giving us any trade setup. The only thing is having entry above this. Okay, but having entry above this, as you know, is very risky. For the traders, they should know how to manage, because what we're looking for the price to break and continue. If the price tag within the first hour is not moving, we should take out the trade. But right now, we cannot look for any trade. Right now, from what we have, we can consider this one as a correction and the flag for continuation. This is what we are more interested. That's why if you want to trade this, having an option above this can be an option. I mean, having a trade above this can be an option, or we wait for the correction here. But we should know about the both possibility. Why? Because whatever we get here, this down move, this flat, and even this move, we get on most of the charts. They are following, or most of them, they're following each other. Okay, that's why any movement, I mean any option, whatever the option we just now I mentioned is possible. That's why if we want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful. Okay, anyway, we just follow the chart, and if I see any update, I will share. And mostly now, the only thing is we look at this. If we get any buy setup from here, we will take it. And what we're looking for the sharp move, not the corrective move. This is what we need to know, and we consider it as a short-term trade. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share.